The Lauren F. Brooks Hope Award was created to honor a beloved board member, Lauren Brooks, who passed away in 2007, and to recognize her selfless contributions to our organization and our mission. There is no better honor than to recognize in her name and memory a physician scientist, Dr. John Aucott. Dr. Aucott has been a pioneer in taking the study of Lyme disease out of the lab and into the clinic. Let me tell you what I mean by that. We have nothing against labs. We love labs and the researchers, but the clinics are where the patients are. Dr. Aucott is Assistant Professor of Medicine at Johns Hopkins, past president of the Lyme Disease Research Foundation of Maryland, and principal investigator of the landmark SLICE study. SLICE stands for Study of Lyme Immunology and Clinical Events. The SLICE study is groundbreaking. It is really groundbreaking because it has amassed what many might say is a pristine group of patients with undeniable acute Lyme disease and followed the natural history of this illness in them over time. Dr. Aucott's key accomplishments are myriad. As co-author of the Blackman State of the Science, he exposed glaring deficiencies in areas of tick-borne disease research, such as maternal fetal complications and co-infections, and deficiencies, glaring deficiencies in government support for this research. He has documented significant treatment failures in acute Lyme disease patients despite timely and recommended antibiotic courses, even when you do the right thing. As part of a group of several researchers, he has described the more commonly seen rashes other than the typical bullseye rash associated with acute Lyme disease. He has identified different clinical outcomes between men and women due to different immune system function in response to Lyme infection. He has analyzed the cost of care among chronic Lyme disease patients, and estimates are in the billions of dollars. He has established a well-validated biobank of blood and tissue samples of Lyme disease patients. He has characterized the immune system of SLICE study patients in search for reliable biomarkers for diagnostic and treatment purposes. He has advanced a better definition of post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome, or chronic Lyme disease. The list goes on. A recipient of a 2-year 2014 grant from then Lyme Research Alliance, Dr. Aucott now looks to expand his remarkable database and extend his SLICE study to the study of chronic Lyme disease patients. Time and time again, Dr. Aucott has been a tireless educator, an influential force in the scientific community, who has championed better diagnostics and treatments for those with both acute and chronic Lyme disease. And for that, he gives us hope. A clinical mentor, a doctor's doctor, and our friend, Dr. John Aucott.
Thanks, Harriet. It's really an honor to receive the Lauren Brooks Hope Award. I looked up to remind myself what hope means, and hope is about an expectation, an optimistic expectation of the future, of better things. And that's really why we all went into this. We went into this because as physicians, we wanted to do, and we want to do the best thing for our patients, and we want it to be better. And I think every one of the researchers here over the last few days is in this business because they have a hope for the future, and a future where we can provide the knowledge and the information and the tests and all that you all need for your better care. It's more than just about expectations of a positive future. It's about putting together incredible teams that do the work. I have to thank Harriet and all of the folks at GLA for making it possible to have the researchers here. I'll tell you, I've been attending these meetings for the last 4 or 5 years, and every year the group of researchers gets better. It's a step up every year. It's an amazing group of researchers here this year. I have to end by thanking my group, because this is work that really comes from the heart from our group. I'll tell you that we started 8 years ago without any funding until Time for Lyme LRA took a chance on us, and they didn't know at the time, but they were really taking a chance. I can tell this you now because we're better now, but when you came to us 8 years ago, it was my wife and I starting to write the first IRBs. My wife on the faculty, Sue Aucott at Hopkins, was my ghostwriter. Mark Solosky was my scientific background, full professor of immunology at Hopkins, that made this possible. And most of all, Allison Rebman, our study coordinator, just out of Columbia School of Public Health, started these studies and has been with us ever since. It's groups like that that have a passion for this work that make this possible. All those things that Harriet said we did was a big we. Believe me, this is a group project, and all the researchers here are just thankful that you're supporting us, and we thank you a lot, Harriet.